you desire is within your reach. You can achieve all the success, happiness, and prosperity you deserve by simply learning the secrets that lead to real personal transformation. Change is hard, but not impossible. You just have to make one radical decision to get real. And there's no better authority on the real steps to change than David G. Evans.
Some men trust in chariots. Some men trust in horses. But we will trust in the Lord.
David G. Evans is leading the charge to bring you the power to change your life. He is committed to the mission of helping you transform and become a person of power, and it starts with his all-new system to change your situation. At the centerpiece of this life-altering collection is David Evans' groundbreaking training course. From ridiculous to radical to real, this means war. In this series, you will discover the steps to change. This series includes 2 powerful messages, each on winning the battle in your mind and cultivating a language of faith. That's 4 messages, 4 power-filled hours of material. If you want a better marriage, this series has the answers. If you want to achieve financial independence God's way, the secrets in this series will empower you to make it happen. If you want a life of power, anointing, and influence, this series will show you how to get it, and there's more. You're looking for serious, immediate results. So Bishop Evans will also include one of his best-selling messages called Weapon of Warfare. This classic teaching will build you up to start fighting in the spirit for what you deserve. This powerhouse collection, from ridiculous to radical to real, and Weapon of Warfare, will give you all the biblical strategies you need to change anything in your life. This collection will ship to you immediately with your gift today to David G. Evans Ministries. This ministry is revolutionizing the kingdom by empowering believers. Souls are being saved daily, and we need your help to grow this impact in a real way. Call now and sow your seed of just $35 for your transformation to help people around the world. Your $35 love gift goes straight to the front lines of ministry, providing help to those that need it most. Call now. Make the decision to get the power you need to change your life forever.
Position yourself to receive from God with Bishop David G. Evans teaching When Men Pray.
Have there been times when you have asked someone to pray for you and the prayer has not been answered? Because instead of praying for yourself, you waited until someone else that you thought had more power would pray for you. Prayer is something that you resort to immediately and not as a last resort. You need to learn how to pray preemptively. You need how to pray ahead of time. Don't always be praying in response. Pray proactively. Pray before it happens. Lord, cover my child. Lord, bless my day.
Develop your relationship with God with this dynamic teaching on CD or DVD when you write to us. Visit our website or call 1-800-591-8480.
Allow God's living waters to wash over you and refresh your soul.
You've been praying for yourself when the answer is in praying for other people. While I'm praying for California, God shows up in my house.
As kingdom people, with the king in us, and us being sovereign ground, we're not governed by the laws of this land, but we're governed by the laws of heaven.
He's talking about you going to draw water from the wells of salvation. Where's the well? In you.
If we want to release the water, watch this, we don't have to pray for it to come. Where we are now, we pray for it to be released.
Release deliverance and transformation in every area of your life through God's living waters. This revitalizing 3-message series can be yours on CD or DVD when you visit our website or call 1-800-591-8480 today.
Well, praise the Lord, everybody. Welcome to On Point, the number one Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America, live every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on any smart device at David G. Evans 1. We're so glad you're joining us today, and if you would do us a favor today, won't you not only like and subscribe to us, but won't you please share with as many of your friends as possible, your followers, on whatever platforms that you are resident on, and let them know that On Point is on the air once again. We come to you every Saturday morning, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, talking to you about things of culture and, of course, faith, religion, politics, sports, major national, international events that impact your life. But our discussion is always from the biblical or the kingdom point of view. So that kind of conversation, and it's not always we're agreeing, but we are very, very insightful, as we like to say. We're very, very pointed and focused on what we want to talk about, and, you know, coming from a biblical perspective, of course, bringing that biblical understanding to the things that are happening in your life, happening around the world. If you like that kind of conversation, or if it's the first time you think you would like to get engaged in the conversation, you can give us a call, 866-743-8267. That's 866-743-8267. That's 866-74-EVANS. Give us a call. Joining us once again, back from his brief respite last week, Reverend Nicholas Smith. Hey, man.
Good morning. Good morning.
What's going on?
Nothing. Hanging in there.
Man.
That's good.
Man, they phone didn't stop last week, man.
I know.
Yeah, man. It was pretty good stuff.
Good thing.
Yeah. A lot going on in the world. It seems like the campaign, it feels to me like the campaigning is heating up a little
Yeah, they start early.
quicker this year.
Yeah, they've been starting, was it 2024?
Yeah.
Yeah. They always start about 2 years.
When I'm looking at who's running, especially on the Republican side, to me they don't have a candidate. But to some of them they do.
Yes.
The problem that I'm having is the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
The people that they're backing don't have enough votes to win. So all the redistricting didn't work for them the last time. What are they going to do when it gets down to counting national votes for president?
What they're hoping for is to work it out like how Trump won.
Okay.
Win the right states,
Okay.
but always lose the popular vote.
Which is really just backwards.
Yeah, so that's why they're going after like Ohio, Wisconsin, all those states that flip.
So you intentionally want putting a party in office that the majority of people don't want.
Yes.
That is incredibly silly.
Because of the Electoral College, yeah, that's why they're starting in those states. Because if those flip, then they have the election. So now you're starting to see some of the stuff that's going on in Florida is going on in like some of the other states like Tennessee and other places.
Yeah.
Now they told us they wanted small government out of your business.
They don't really want it. They don't really want it. They're lying.
Yeah, you know, I mean, we agree what we agree with, disagree what we disagree with. But you going out your way to restrict drag shows while ignoring the real problems. I'm just saying. I mean,
it's what they call them, dog whistles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
we call them red herrings. Back in the day, something to get you off the real scent. But what bothers me, not bothers like viscerally, but what disturbs me a little bit, is how the Republican Party is so aware of what they can get their constituents distracted by.
Yep.
So you get them involved in drag shows and just forget about the fact that they're trying to eliminate Social Security.
Yep. Yeah.
But here's my mindset: so are you literally telling the seniors in America, we don't care about you?
Their biggest voting base.
Yeah.
You know, which is weird because that's your biggest base.
But you taught us something.
Yes, about to say, yeah, they
vote against your best interest.
Vote against your best interest. If you focus on one or two things that they are really upset about, even if they're illogical, you'll have their vote every time.
I wonder if the hypnotic of the campaign speeches My friend Herb Lush used to say that when President Trump was running, he told me, he said, look, Dave, that's just campaign talk. He's not going to do that stuff. When he got in there, I called and asked him. So you don't think people could still think, despite the record we have with that administration, that he's not going to repeat the same stuff over again?
Yeah. Well, it's like to them. Now, this is going to sound crazy.
Okay.
To that group, the answer to Obama was Trump.
But it wasn't.
I know it's that Obama was horrible for the country.
Okay.
So let's take Trump's faults as long as he fixes what Obama messed up.
You're sounding like evangelicals now.
That's what their mindset. Yeah. So their fear is the left and anything associated with the left.
Okay.
And as long as we're against the left, so what is it? You're not voting for something, you're voting against something.
Right.
Yeah.
But have you noticed how deafeningly quiet the evangelicals are right now?
Yeah.
I mean, you can hear a pin drop coming from them at this point.
Yeah. They're backing away from Trump. Now all of a sudden, he's not good because look at what. So they
embarrassed themselves.
Yeah, they did. But now that DeSantis is trying to win that crowd over.
You think he can?
Well, there's going to be a war between the Trump crowd and DeSantis crowd. DeSantis is going to speak to the more moderate Republicans.
You think he's going to speak to moderates?
Some more, not all. More moderates.
Okay.
Than Trump would.
Okay.
Because he's polished. He knows how to, we got to give it to him. Evil, but he knows how to,
Yeah, that's what he reminds me of, an evil guy that has learned how not to just offend everybody at the same time.
Right. Trump would just go out there and say it. DeSantis has a way of working it in.
But he's almost got his little fiefdom down there in Florida. Yeah. He's got a Senate that does everything that he says. Mm-hmm. Like they've lost their ability to exercise their authority and represent their people.
Yep. They're scared of him. Some of them agree with him. And that's what we're seeing throughout these southern states.
My problem is people get aligned with these disparate views, if I can use that word, giving the impression they think they're going to be in office the rest of their lives. DeSantis is going to leave them down there to handle his mess.
Yep.
Regardless of what happens. If Disney moves, you got 40,000 jobs and all the businesses that have thrived because of Disney.
Yeah. Yep.
And Disney can move.
They can. It's not like they're not opposed to it.
I mean, they might do something as simple as go to Georgia.
Yep.
Keep the weather. They'll create some beaches.
Yeah. Yeah. I was in Texas one year, and one of the guys was telling us that a lot of seniors are moving from Florida to Texas.
Why?
Because it's cheaper.
Okay.
You still get most of the weather.
Yeah.
Because Florida taxes and everything is going up so much. They're going down to the southern part of Texas, and they're saving money, which makes sense.
That's interesting.
Yeah. This was happening a few years ago. And it's been ongoing.
So they're not worried about the whole Mexico-Texas border.
Well, they're going into Houston and Dallas and those more affluent areas.
Yeah.
Rather than down like El Paso and they know where they're going.
Because that border is, that's where a lot of traffic is for a lot of things.
Yeah. So they're like.
And Texas, to me, is not that of racially a friendly place.
No. I like it down there. It's a nice place. Very nice. But I couldn't move down there.
I know a friend of mine moved down there. Her daughter moved down there, and I've been concerned about her since she moved, because there's some really wacky elements there. And I remember when we used to travel to do ministry down there, and we would go from, I think, Dallas to Paris, Texas, and it was a 2-hour ride from Dallas to Paris, and the cities and the towns in between there.
Yeah.
It was like going back in time.
Yes.
I mean, back in time.
Yes, it is. Now, I mean, certain parts of Dallas,
there's a
nice place to live.
There's a real Tony section of Dallas.
Yes.
I've been in there too.
They nice.
And I've had dinner and lunch in those homes, so it's real nice.
Yeah.
But you get outside Dallas.
Yeah. The small.
Different world.
Yeah, it is. It is. Well, it's like PA. Riding through on PA Turnpike. They got Trump signs all the way through.
Yeah.
But the guy's right. It's Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, and Alabama in between. It's true when you think about it. I mean, literally.
You crazy.
That's what Carver said that. You know Carver.
Yeah.
But when you think about it, you drive through Harrisburg. You go through all through that.
Oh, yeah, you hit it. You go to the rural South all over again.
Yes.
Yeah.
You just up north.
It's funny how it's in Georgia, Reverend Bryant calls Atlanta Wakanda. He says you go 10 miles outside. He said, then you're in Georgia.
Yeah. You literally.
Yeah, he said it's a whole different world.
Yeah. And I mean, most people don't think about it. I forget about it sometimes. The tip of West Virginia and PA meet.
Yes, sir.
So those two.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
They blend in together.
Yeah, they comfortably. Comfortably. We've got Scott on line 1. We've got Robin, line 2. 866-743-8267. 866-743-8267. For Evans. Give us a call. We'd love to talk to you. This is On Point, the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in the United States of America. Live every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern Time. We want you to invite your friends right now. Tag a couple people. Invite them to join our discussion today. We're going to Scott from Vineland first. Good morning, Scott. How you doing?
Mr. Evans, Pastor Nick, how you been?
All right, man. Good to hear from you.
Good. Always good. Enjoy talking to you guys and listening to you. Nice. It's Harlow and
Hey, now.
Leon, too. He'll be back up here another week or two.
Leon's coming?
Yes. His mom had emergency brain surgery about 2 months ago, so we came up and straightened up her house. It was pretty bad. And he was up here 2 weeks ago, and I helped him with the basement. But I said, you got to get by Bethany, and Bishop's looking for
tell
him.
Tell him try not to leave town without me seeing him, please.
I definitely will.
Okay.
Definitely will.
What's on your mind this morning?
Those 5 officers are still puzzling me.
Right.
You see what the white officers do to us. What were they thinking? On Facebook, someone said, you think Master was going to save you. I don't understand what they were thinking, those 5 Dodgers. It still bothers me.
Well, I think the issue becomes is that if you can become organizationally ethnic. And what I mean by that, they didn't see themselves, obviously, as minority people anymore. They didn't see themselves as having the same disadvantages as people of color. They saw themselves as blue.
Right.
And in that, they lost their humanity for their own people. But what was really amazing to me was how the others who were paid to rescue people that are in distress stood around and watched the young man basically die on the street.
Right.
And that shows you that that's a culture down there that has permeated. Even those that are first responders who are supposed to come and help you out stand around and watch the guy, just suffer some more. So you've got a cultural mindset down there, and a lot of times organizationally, people lose their ethnic identity when they're in an organization.
Okay.
And it's important to be a part of an organization, but not forget who you are in it. It is not racist to be proud of your ethnic history.
Right.
That's being racial. Not approving of how God made someone is racist. So racial is if you're Irish and you're proud, you're Italian and you're proud, you're African and you're proud, you're Hispanic and you're proud, you're African American and you're proud. That's being racial.
Right.
But if I disagree with how God made you, then that's being racist.
Right. And me and I were saying, you saw how fast they got tried, how they got what's coming to them faster than white cops would. So maybe down the road, other brother officers will look at that, but they got tried real fast.
Well, I think at the end of the day, they found out that the uniform did not cover up who they were.
Absolutely.
Because this may be the first time, or maybe 2 or 3 times in the last 5 years that I can remember when action was taken against the police that quickly. Now, understand that by the time we hit the news for us, it was 2 or 3 weeks old. Is that right, Pastor Nick?
Yep.
It was the event was 2 or 3 weeks old, but still that's very fast when you think about the time it took for people to get arrested in the past and the time it took them to be charged and all those type of things, it did seem rather quick. But, you know, the mayor of Memphis is an African American woman, from what I understand, or the chief is. The chief is African American, and they moved on it quickly because they realized it was going to cause a problem in the city. So it wasn't all, you know, there was some financial benefit to them being charged quickly because they didn't want the city to go up in flames.
Okay.
Which I think there are plenty of ways to protest rather than burn down your own house.
Yeah. Absolutely, that makes
That's
no
just,
sense whatsoever.
no sense at all. And I think what happens if, you know, there's a couple of affluent neighborhoods near the church, Voorhees, Cherry Hill. If those residents have a complaint, they protest, they write letters, they march, but they don't burn down their own neighborhoods. So what does that say? They still have hope in where they live. You only burn down where you don't think you have hope. Yet you burn down your own neighborhood and find yourself without resources for 10, 15, 20 years. It makes no sense at all.
And then you have to go all the way out to the suburbs, go get food or whatever
and
else.
spend the money out there.
Go figure. That's all I have for you. God bless you, and I'm
right,
make sure Leon comes by.
All right, man. Talk to you soon.
All right.
See you
Bye.
then.
Bye-bye. 866-743-8267, 888-267-8667 Evans. We'd love to talk to you this morning here on OnPointe, the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call and talk show in America. We're going to Robin, then we're going to Danny. Hey, Robin, Delaware Robin, how you doing?
Good morning, Bishop and Pastor Nick. How are you this morning?
She talking so sweet, you hear
I
that?
know. She must want something.
She got her radio voice on.
God. Oh, Pastor Nick, my condolences and prayers to you and your loss for and your family.
Thank you.
Yep. But I'm going to do my best to be quick.
Oh, Lord.
For real.
Every time she says that, every time you say that,
Pastor Nick at the end.
every time you say that, it's a long time. Come on,
No,
girl.
but there's something I need to say about
All right, go ahead.
Pastor Nick at
All
the
right,
end.
go ahead.
Okay, because I have to write things down.
Okay.
Remember when I asked about the Bethany Baptist Church Town Hall meeting? The reason why is because there's so many topics to talk about, and I know OnPointe is not, long enough. Even if you do it like every 6 months, just think of the people who may have questions, how you and Pastor Nick can help them learn the truth in every area. And I just think it would be awesome. I mean, it could bring members, Bishop, to the church. You know how you always teach us that when, we go to our Father to ask instead of our mother, because the Father always gives in. So I'm asking my spiritual father.
Robin, when did you say this to us?
Remember when Pastor Nick said, you would take up the whole town hall meeting?
No, I don't remember.
No, I remember that.
What?
We talk a lot, Robin. We don't.
Yeah.
We talk for a living. You probably remember this stuff.
I thought I was
Thousands and thousands of conversations, though.
Right. Lessons on points and.
Now, I do remember years ago when we did have
the engage.
No. And we had it in the fellowship hall. We had the politicians come and they spoke to us.
Yeah.
And we, they were able to ask questions, and some of them said the right thing, they got it back in office. Some of them said the wrong thing, and they didn't. So that I remember that, and people were able to come. But I wonder if something like that would be well attended in the environment that we're in now.
Sure.
Yeah, even if you did, remember how you used to engage live when we didn't have church and people was calling in and Maya was, giving all the questions, something like that, where y'all two are on the platform and people can write in questions or call in. I know y'all real busy, but I'm just thinking of ways to help people because you and Pastor Nick, people need to hear y'all because y'all are telling the truth about every area.
Well, part of that is this show too. So like I'm online looking at people have questions on here.
Right.
So you got an hour of us. I was saying we can't do anything extra ever.
Right.
But we have an hour for us to kind of
talk to everybody,
answer questions. And,
yeah. And I think part of that is the listeners can help us spread the word about OnPointe, what kind of platform it is. The only reason I think we don't have more folk is they don't know about it and what we do.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure that there are a whole lot of broadcasts like ours that talk about the relevant things, but always from a biblical platform.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
Like a news thing.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna put something out there and spread the word,
okay.
spread the word. But this is what I need to say to you and Pastor Nick.
Okay.
I was in the mirror a couple of days ago getting ready for work, and I just started thinking about my mother, missing her, and crying. Then I was tearing up, thanking God for you and Pastor Nick. I'm a great tear up now, because I never had a strong, humble, and wise man in my life at all. This is why I like calling in to OnPointe, because I had the opportunity, you know, to talk with y'all and get what I never gotten in my life from a male role model.
I understand.
I believe if I never came to Bethany, I wouldn't be here, because God has a purpose and a big blessing coming to me. So God knew what I needed, Bishop and Pastor Nick, and where to be taught the truth. It took me a long time to get it, you know, after being at Bethany, because I was hard-headed. I was listening, I was hearing, but wasn't listening.
I hear you.
You know, but thank God, you know, he chose me to come there. He was patient with me, and he gave me the best spiritual father, spiritual brother, Pastor Nick, and I love y'all with all my heart. And they always say, give people recognition while they're alive.
I appreciate it.
So I had to, that came in my spirit, and I just wanted, you know, I needed to tell y'all that.
Thank you, Robin.
Okay.
Thank you.
I love you. And
How's your foot before you go?
Oh, my foot is good.
You back to work and everything?
Tomorrow and communion, so it's healing. The doctor said about another month before the ligaments and the tender, you know, heal. But I don't have to do physical therapy, but maybe another week. Okay. So I'm good. But love you guys.
Love you too,
and
Rob.
You have a blessed,
thank you for
safe day.
Thank you for your support too.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Bye-bye.
See you.
866-743-8267. We're going to Danny in Lauderhill, Florida, and then we're going to Tom from Fort Lauderdale. Hey, Danny.
Good morning. Good morning, Bishop, Pastor Nick, staff. How y'all doing today?
Doing good, man. How my sister doing?
She's doing great. She's doing great.
She doing great? She blessed?
Yes.
Highly favored?
Yes.
Does she know it?
Yes. Let her know it.
What's on your mind this morning, man?
Well, Bishop, as usual, you're right on point, you know, on the subject that you started off with. First of all, Disney is someone that you don't want to bother with. Yeah. And I believe I told you the situation where Disney originally, when they came to Florida, they wanted to come to South Florida. Okay. And what South Florida did, they jacked the prices up on it. Okay. And people didn't believe them. They said, well, we'll go to Orlando. And at that time, Orlando was nothing but orange groves. That was it. Yeah. And an air base. That was it. Look at it now.
They reclaimed the swamp, didn't they?
If you want to. But if they decide, like you said, to pick up and move, they can do it.
Do you think Southern Florida would take them now?
Oh, gladly. But the thing is that everything is located so perfect in South Florida. Yeah. That's what they were trying to get to before. Okay. But what happened? If you look at the situation now, they still have cruises that go out of different areas, seaports in Florida, whether it's east or west coast. Right. They have everything that they want. And the thing is that if you look at the Disney situation, they said, well, what we'll do, we'll take care of the area. The state is saying this. We'll take care of the area. You can't even take care of the state.
Well, let me ask you a question. What did Disney do that offended your governor so much?
Where they back when they said about saying different things, teaching things in school.
The Don't Say Gay bill.
Gender, things like that. Yeah. So if you say anything against DeSantis, he will come and he will remove you.
But he doesn't care about the economic impact that bothering Disney would have on the state. He's really not concerned about that.
He is going up against them. He makes it seem as though I'm not afraid to go against big names, big power. I control everything.
So the people that would be negatively affected by him assaulting Disney at this point, those people that are going to lose are supporters of his?
Yeah, they will lose big time. Big time.
But my thing is, I understand the 40,000 people that they employ, which is amazing in itself. Now, probably more than that. But the number of businesses impacted by Disney, and I'm talking about 2 or 3 rungs down the ladder in all directions. I mean, Disney has impacted
I mean, residency, jobs, businesses, all types of services. I mean, it's a juggernaut, but it's a beneficial juggernaut as far as I can see.
You're absolutely correct. And if you look at the situation that is set up, and Pastor Nick, you might want to research this, all of the property that Disney has is a large area, okay? And some of that hotels, resorts, is on Disney property.
Right.
And if you look, the way that this property is kept, maintained, and the infrastructure that they have, a bus is on time, it's not late, streets are clean, you go on the property, you look at the restrooms, you look at the restaurants, things like that, there's always somebody sweeping or cleaning and maintaining it to the standard that they have.
Yeah.
You don't see anything junk or anything broken down or anything like that. I can't say the same thing about what's going on the state.
I know when I was a part of a nonprofit that owned the DoubleTree that sat next to SeaWorld. It was the first minority-owned hotel in immediate proximity, major hotel in immediate proximity to Disney World, SeaWorld, that type of thing. The back of the hotel's property was the back of SeaWorld. So the services at the hotel had to be at a Disney level. So there were always plenty of people. The place was always packed. Just, associate of mine, his name's Richmond. When the group took over the hotel, it was a major historic event in Orlando. I think we did $35 million in renovations to the hotel and then opened it up. And it went very, very well. But the possibilities are there. And my point is that the possibilities for business, the impact Disney had, sitting right next to SeaWorld, the Disney buses came by the property. I mean, there was an interconnectivity with everything going on with Disney that helped make the deal very successful.
Correct, very, very much correct. And just one more point is that I've learned that I have to become a historian because of the fact that books and any literature or any media is taken away from us to let people know who they are and where they came from.
Yeah.
And how this whole situation with Florida began.
And I'm not understanding why people are so quiet down there about this.
Yes, exactly. Because they do not know. It's not taught. Everything is being taken out of. I mean, you look at schools; they're cleaning the shelves.
Unbelievable.
And they have to go through a process of approval to see whether the books can be put back on the shelf.
Yeah. And the whole point is to relieve the conscience of America.
Yeah, and to guide our kids into a more, in their view, way of American values and etc.
And I asked, some of the younger generation and some of the kids, do you know for a fact that such and such and such a person, they did this? No. We thought that this group of people did it. No. That's not the way the story goes.
So not only will it relieve the conscience of oppressors, but it will eliminate the ability to research your own history.
Right.
So you can't pass down a legacy. So basically, not only is it seem like an effort to wipe it out of the books and off the shelves, but to wipe it out of people's conversations. And I think we are already guilty of some of that, because I'm not sure that the history of the Native Americans that I know, they are very insistent about talking about where they came from and what they do. The Hispanics that I know, very insistent. Only folk where there's a segment of people that are literally trying to distance themselves from that appears to be us African Americans.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, there's this wave of people who don't want. I get it somewhat. They don't want a bunch of slave movies. I get you want some balance of having some funny stuff, some regular stuff, but in the face of your country trying to portions of the country, trying to erase your history. You need people that are going to tell the real life story in a movie, a TV. Because folk ain't, they're going to watch a movie before they read, unfortunately. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
And then it's up to the parents not to rely on the schools to tell them the truth. The parents.
I'll give you an example of that. The officer that did all these heroic things in Vietnam, he just received a medal, I believe yesterday, from the president.
Okay.
They said that they lost his paperwork twice.
No, they didn't lose it. They didn't lose it. He must have done something that was going to expose some truth they didn't want exposed. That's all. He inadvertently pulled the cover off something, doing what he was supposed to do.
No heroes.
Yeah.
No heroes.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, thank you, Bishop Bethany.
Good talking to you, man.
All right.
Kiss my sister for me now.
Will do.
All right. Bye-bye. That was Danny. We're going to Tom next, who always has something very pointed and erudite to say.
Right.
866-743-8267. 866-743-8267. Give us a call. We'd love to talk to you this morning. Tom.
Good morning, Bishop.
Hi. Hey, Tom. How you doing, man?
Pretty good. I'm looking at Pastor Nick here. You don't lose some weight, Pastor Nick?
Back on my thing again, man.
You looking good.
Thank you. Somebody said something that's so true.
What?
If you have to work out to lose weight, you're eating the wrong thing.
That makes sense.
If you have to work out to lose weight, you're eating the wrong stuff.
Wow.
Because 80 to 90% of weight loss is not in working out; it's in what you eat.
That's true.
Okay.
That's true. You got back on the wagon, huh?
Yeah, man. The thing I like about this, I can eat more.
Yeah.
But it's eating the right stuff.
Yeah.
So you're not starving yourself.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So we're doing stuff for Lent. I'm waiting to see what the loss of sugar and coffee does.
Yeah.
I'm thinking my blood pressure will respond to the lack of coffee soon.
Yeah. I had to cut it out too.
Did you?
Yeah, because it was giving me too much heartburn and stuff, and just I had to.
You had sensitive energy stuff.
I don't know what happened.
You got older now.
I turned 35.
Yeah, kids.
Start changing.
Yeah, kids.
I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah, kids, man.
I used to eat a whole box of pizza when I was in my 20s and be fine.
Nope.
Now?
Nope.
Eat one slice.
Heartburn. Indigestion. Talking about.
Right. Can't lay down too early.
Who?
Got it.
Have to purposely sit up for 2 hours if you eat late.
Yeah.
Purposely sit up for 2 hours. If you don't, 3 o'clock in the morning, you got a problem.
You hurt.
You're rushing to the bathroom. Throat burning on fire. Terrible.
Oh, man. Sorry, Tom.
We got distracted for a moment, Tom. What's your comment today, man?
Man, our governor, I know my favorite subject. He's got a new book out.
What is I can't get the title to the book.
I didn't know that. Let me see.
I don't know. I can tell you about the one he wrote. The Courage to Be Free is the blueprint for Florida.
Yeah.
That's okay. Okay.
Now, getting past that, he wrote a book back in and this will tell more about the real him. In 2011, he wrote a book answering Barack Obama's book because he thought he was somewhat similar by going to an Ivy League school, also graduating from Harvard. And the name of that book was Dream from Our Founding Fathers compared to Dream from My Father, which Obama had written.
Okay.
And one of the key passages will give you an insight to, I think, our governor's mind.
Mm-hmm.
He claims that our forefathers, Washington, Jefferson, they didn't write slavery into the Constitution. They really were against it. Of course, we know that's not true.
True.
And that we need not worry about slavery anymore because the country wasn't based on it. It was almost like it was an accidental thing that happened. Not that economics said you're having slavery, but if he goes back to a forefathers of this country, then you don't have to worry about slavery. Basically, it didn't happen. He didn't say that directly, but very loosely to read between the lines.
Wow.
Sullivan, when you talk about dog whistles, he uses the woke as a dog whistle that he lumps everything in. The man's scary.
Yeah.
Because woke actually meant aware at some point, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And now woke has they've hijacked the term. Now what does woke mean?
Woke. Somebody said it good. I believe it. The term woke for them is the new N-word.
Oh,
They can't say the N-word now, so they say woke.
really?
Because woke is usually anything black.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
It's the woke left did this.
Yep.
And he even says, I will not let the woke left rule Florida.
Is that another way for liberals also?
Yeah, share with liberals because they're supporting
Okay.
black lives, and then they bring the LGBT thing in there, and it's. I think I just saw he can't run for election again.
Okay.
This is his last term because you can't run 3 times consecutive.
Okay.
I think he's just going out and just doing his thing, and he ain't got to worry about re-election in 4 years.
In Florida, he has to worry about it.
No.
Okay.
Oh, he's running for the big job.
Yeah.
And you guys were asking about Disney.
Mm-hmm.
I think he totally believes in his own mind that Disney would not dare move. That's his, I think, his reasoning and his guts is to actually challenge him like that.
I wouldn't be surprised Tom, if Disney wasn't looking for property now.
I would agree. Earlier they can't come to South Florida. The reason is they need too much acreage, and they just wouldn't be able to swing. I don't think in South Florida.
There's nothing down there.
Texas, not the kind of. I mean, they have something like 33 square miles. They got crazy real estate out of Orlando.
Okay.
So maybe Texas, maybe Georgia, but
And part of that is the edge of the Everglades, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got some of that ground and turned it into stuff. When I took some kids down there for like 4 or 5 days, and really took the time to look around how it was laid out and just how they have things interwoven, how it works. Mm-hmm. It's an amazing place from a business point of view. Mm-hmm. It's an amazing place.
Yeah. And if DeSantis doesn't go too far, they have the money to wait it out until he's gone.
Yep.
Or the money to push back.
Mm-hmm.
DeSantis may be that way, but I don't think he's that insane.
I agree. This is all I think for publicity and to show people that he's the boss.
Yeah. I mean,
is it possible?
I'm talking about going too far. He probably has a line.
Yeah.
Is it possible?
I could be wrong.
Is it possible that he thought he could pressure them to getting on his side?
Okay. Could be.
Is it possible? Is it possible that he let me put some pressure on him. Maybe they'll come over to my way of thinking, and then he'll be a supporter of DeSantis rather than an opponent.
It could be, but I don't know if Disney wants to do that since
they're not going to do it.
All the movies,
they ain't going to do it.
If they,
they're going to do it.
Yeah.
He's insane.
Because Disney can't run just off of Republicans. I'm sorry, they just
no.
No.
It's not a Republican occupied place.
Right. No.
Now we have people coming from all over the world to be there. It was another thing I was amazed at.
Yeah, it's true.
When I was the international, it's almost like going to Washington D.C.
Okay.
Where you just see international on the street all the time. When I was there, it was packed, and there were people from everywhere there.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, when you think about it, yeah.
It's an amazing outfit, man, and they've got them around the world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's California, Japan. Yeah,
I've been to the one in Tokyo, and well, it's really in Narita.
Okay.
Yeah, you kind of have a out of body experience when you're coming from Narita Airport and you're on the tour bus and you're looking straight, and your peripheral picks up what you think can't possibly be the Magic Kingdom, and then you turn your head and everybody's like, "Oh my goodness, there's Disney World."
Yeah.
Cool.
And Bishop, every year they're in the top 3 destinations to go to.
I'm sure.
Is Disney World, Florida. So
I'm sure.
Are a serious conglomerate.
Oh yeah, man. And they have one in California, of course. Yep. Got one in Japan. They have one in Florida.
Paris.
They have one in Paris too.
Shanghai.
Yeah, it's Euro.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't know that.
Wow. What else happening, Tom? You staying out of trouble?
I'm trying to. Yeah, I'm 100% staying out of trouble. I'm not even going to the beach. Maybe tomorrow. It's a little too hot out there today.
A little too hot today? I feel
It's going to get up to about high 80s. So, you know,
I feel for
I
you.
want to burn the skin.
Oh, I feel for you, man. I'm just,
Right.
yes. Good talking to you, Tom.
Hey, take care.
All right, bye-bye. This is On Point, the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America, live every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on any smart device at David J. Evans. You found something?
No, just somebody's asked me something.
Go ahead. What's happening on Facebook this morning?
They're just talking, ranting about all the craziness.
Now, sports. Let's move over there for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron James breaks Kareem's scoring title. How do you feel about that? How do you feel? Do you feel like Kareem didn't have the same opportunities? LeBron had different opportunities. Kareem wasn't shooting threes. I mean, just what's your take on LeBron and Kareem?
It's the same with football. Okay. The way the rules are now allows for higher points, more scoring.
Right.
So you have to contextualize LeBron James.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not knocking his feet.
No.
To do this is phenomenal. 20 years. But when you look at Kareem's,
how long has he been playing?
I think he's on his 20th year.
LeBron's on his 20th year?
Yeah.
Since he came to the league?
Yeah. He came out when he was 18.
Wow.
Yeah. But Magic brought up something which is true. I forgot that freshmen couldn't play back in Kareem's day in college. So when Kareem got in college, he couldn't play his freshman year.
That's right.
His sophomore year, junior, those
That's
things.
Right.
They won the title, I think, all 3 of those years.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you look at Kareem's record. He is Mr. Basketball.
Oh,
High
yeah.
school,
Yep.
college,
Yep.
NBA.
Yep, everywhere he went.
Wins everywhere,
Mm-hmm.
MVPs all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
And scored 38,000 points, only making 1 3-pointer? 1?
Amazing.
I'm just saying. I mean, I'm not knocking.
Why is he not in the GOAT conversation?
I think he is.
Okay.
I think he is.
Because the other person that's not in the GOAT conversation, I think has to be in there, is Larry Bird.
Oh, I love Larry Bird.
I don't know why he's not in the GOAT conversation.
I love Larry
If you want to talk about the top players,
Yeah.
To me, it's got to be Kareem.
Yep.
It's got to be LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be Kobe. Maybe on the fringe of that. It's going to have to be the guy we just talked about.
Jordan. Got to have Jordan.
Jordan.
Yeah.
And it's got to be the guy from the Celtics, Larry Bird.
Yeah.
I mean, those, to me, across eras, are the GOATs of the game.
Yeah. See, mine is Magic. Well, if I go back, Kareem, Magic, Jordan, LeBron, and Larry Bird. Those are my favorite.
Now favorites to me doesn't always translate GOATs.
Well, I say Magic GOAT because he plays center. The greatest point guard ever played the game.
He could do a lot. Yeah, he could do a lot. But some people say Isaiah, Magic.
Yeah.
But to me, they play 2 different type of games.
Yeah, they were way different. Yeah.
You know, but then the historic guys like myself, when we think of ball handlers and guards, we think of guys like Iverson. We think of guys a little further back, Earl Monroe.
Yep.
You know, those are the guys we think of, guys that really had crazy handle.
Who's got Gervin?
George Gervin, crazy, just crazy.
The layup just.
You know, most of the younger people don't know about Connie Hawkins.
Yep.
Get a chance to look up Connie Hawkins on YouTube. You'll see some stuff that really originated with Doc, Connie, and a couple other people.
Yeah. And that's. I mean, I have my personal preference as Jordan, but I do agree with you and other people. It's you pick who's the best of their era, and because you can't play. LeBron can't go back to them.
No.
Larry's not playing now.
No.
But for Larry to play a whole game, say I'm gonna play y'all with my left hand, and score over 40 points.
That's incredible.
And play with his left hand the whole game.
That's incredible.
I mean, the brothers was giving him props.
That's incredible. Did you see the interview where Charles Barkley was talking about Larry was mumbling under his breath on the court? They were in warm-ups, and he walked through. He said, "What's wrong with you today?" He said, "Y'all disrespected my game." He said, "What you mean? Y'all got a white guy guarding me?"
Yeah.
So Larry Bird, he disrespected my game. Right. He said, "Y'all can't do no better than that."
Right.
That Bird was out of his mind.
He was. I mean, let's be honest here. Larry Bird's career is comparable,
yes,
not
sir.
better,
yes,
than Magic Johnson's.
Absolutely.
And the 2 of them were the best of the 80s.
Absolutely.
Because them Celtics-Lakers battles.
Absolutely.
It was
amazing.
You know.
It brought back the NBA.
Yeah. honestly, I mean, I know people will get on me, but if I picked the starting five, I'd pick Larry Bird as my small forward over LeBron James.
I can see you saying that.
I like LeBron.
I can see you saying that. Because Bird rarely faded out of a game.
Tough.
Always money.
Yep.
When the money time came. Yeah, just
tough. I mean, grit.
Yeah.
Just
and the guys in the league will tell you. Who's that guy that they said was one of the best defensive players? Ball head. Could lock down just about anybody. Dumars and the other guy.
I think Gary Payton was
Gary Payton.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Payton said, I don't know what y'all thinking, but he said Bird was cold.
Yeah, he was. And even after he hurt his back, he still had
bad boy.
You know, I mean, he laying on the floor with the ice on his back. Go back in there and
score another 20.
I
watched a little bit of that game between Dominique Wilkins and him, the Hawks and the Celtics, when they went back and forth. That was a phenomenal game, man. Yeah. Dominique doesn't get the credit he needs to.
No. He would limit him just to dunking.
Yeah, man. No,
but Meek was
no. They were trading 3-pointers, 2-pointers. They were driving to the basket.
Yeah. And I try to tell this young generation, recency bias doesn't always mean that it's true.
Recency bias. That's good. Yeah.
It's just because it's recent.
Yeah.
Don't discount.
Yeah.
Because I was talking to somebody, well, the players back then aren't as athletic now. Well, that's not necessarily true.
It's not true at all.
Yeah. You can't discount a previous generation.
It's not true at all.
Right.
They're looking at Bob Cousy.
Yeah.
They forget Julius Erving, really was the prototype for a lot of stuff that everybody's doing right now.
Yeah.
The absolute prototype.
Yeah. To me, they're like, well, they were, some back in the day they had to have a regular job and play in the league. That actually showed more strength.
Absolutely.
That you playing games in the league and you going home.
Absolutely.
Like, come on, yo. Like,
going home to feed the baby.
You got to be built a little different.
Man, they couldn't do it now.
Well, I think they, back in the day, they played just about every game unless they were hurt. Now they're taking games off.
I wanted to ask you a question. I saw something the other day. They said the 10 best ball handlers of all time. None of the old guys were in it. Sham God, all them guys were not in it.
Recency.
Okay. I'm waiting for, they're going to go up a little higher. They're going to get a little bit more historic.
Recency.
That Penny Hardaway, none of them guys was in.
Yeah, recency.
Okay.
Recency.
Okay. Recency bias.
Recent doesn't always mean better. That's what they think.
Okay.
It's new to y'all.
I was like, where's Connie Hawkins? Where's Dr. J? Where's Jerry West? Pete Maravich, you leave him out of ball handlers?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
I mean, they were in cross. Iverson was Iverson. There was only one. He's probably the best crossover that you probably ever seen. Him, speed, and
you know what made his so different? How wide it was. He's out here. Most of the guys are in here when they cross over. Allen was way out here, man.
And that's a rare.
He smoked Jordan, man.
He did. He crossed him.
It was disrespectful.
He crossed him over.
It was disrespectful.
It was like just that fast.
But the guy that they say had the best one before him was what's that guy's name? Brown skin, bald head. It'll come up. You'll get it in a minute. But there's a guy that but they say the Sham God move was a move that everybody tried to do.
Okay.
The Sham God move was incredible. But then they had other guys, man, that could, like Jason Williams. He wasn't in the top ball handlers on this thing, man.
Yeah. A lot of those they're skewed to
Jason Williams was passing off his elbow, man. Behind his back off his elbow.
Yeah. A lot of them are skewed to get people to talk.
Okay.
You can't. I mean, to me, there's a difference between this is my personal preference versus this is just the reality of it.
Yeah.
And just say that.
So do you believe, let's switch sportsmen, do you believe that Brady is the best quarterback ever? Or do you believe that Brady benefited from the system like they all do? Did he have advantages that other people didn't have? Other than the fact that he had, who I think is one of the most brilliant coaches in the history of the game, Belichick.
He had the greatest coach of all time.
Okay.
In Belichick.
Okay.
Strong teams.
Okay. Didn't get hit much.
Didn't get much. Yeah, for a while, didn't get hit much.
Yeah.
And I think what showed was the time Brady got hurt, He tore his ACL, I think, and the team went 11-5 without him.
Okay.
That was back in the early 2000s.
Okay.
And that showed you.
It wasn't just him.
Yeah. Now, I'm granted, you can call him that because he went to Tampa Bay, won, and was at the height of his game for a long time. But I
think he stayed too long.
Yeah. That one last year. He should have retired after last year. But to me, my favorite quarterback is Joe Montana.
You like Montana?
Yeah, he's ice in his veins.
I like a guy that never won.
Okay.
Dan Marino.
Oh, if you just take take away rings and just.
You know who else I like? Gets no accolades. Doug Williams.
Yeah, he was good for a few. Yeah, he played on bad teams for a while.
But when he won that Super Bowl for Washington, the jury was out, Doc.
Yeah,
they couldn't say anything about him anymore. Brought him back from nothing.
Yeah, down by 10, they came 42-10.
What got me is they were desperate. That's the only reason he got in. But when he went in, they said he told the team, "You guys want to win this game."
That's right, because he got hurt, and then he said, "We got to go back in."
Let's roll.
Yeah, but like guys like him, Warren Moon.
Moon was great.
And people forget Warren Moon had to go to Canada because they wouldn't let him play quarterback. If you compiled his Canadian records with his NFL records, he shatters everything.
But then you got the older guys. You got Namath. You got Johnny Unitas.
That's the real GOAT, man.
Johnny Unitas was bad.
Everybody patterns their game after generation. Yeah. After Johnny Unitas.
He was the GOAT, man.
He was the prototype.
He was the guy who used to practice throwing through, swinging tires on a tree.
Yeah.
That's what his dad made him do. Right? Hit that hole. Hit that hole.
Yep. See, that's to me, you're great when other people pattern their game after you.
Oh, yeah.
So, Peyton Manning's like a lot of Unitas, Brady, Montana, LeBron. That's why I asked somebody, I like LeBron. I'm a huge LeBron fan. Nothing against him. Who's out here trying to play like LeBron? LeBron is more like a Magic.
You think like Magic?
Yeah, even Magic said it. Magic said it in a lot of, you watch their game, LeBron's more of a style of a Magic Johnson.
Okay.
A facilitator.
Okay. I think LeBron is much more athletic than Magic.
Yeah.
And I think Magic compensated for his lack of athleticism, the fact that he was not fast. But man, was he crafty.
Yeah. Because he talked about how Pat Riley got them and this for y'all success, all the work behind the scenes. He said Pat Riley had them run miles before every practice so they can run that showtime.
Yeah.
He said, I need y'all running the whole game.
Yeah.
And he was like, Coach, why are we doing it? But when they got to the game,
they didn't get tired.
They didn't get tired throughout
they were running people on the ground. That's what they were doing.
That's the thing. And that's why they had such great success. Was Pat Riley wanted them.
Well, it makes sense. You're in a fitness game. You ought to be fit.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge LeBron fan. I like his success. I admire his success. But I think that recency bias thing, I think my generation has that too.
Yeah.
Some of my guys think that nobody playing now is as good as they were in our era.
Yeah.
I think we have a difficulty understanding that the stars of the era that I came up in are the foundation for the stars that came later. All the ball handling didn't start with the new guys, but they can make a list now, and because of recency, they make a list that only they're familiar with.
Yeah.
They don't know that Oscar Robertson was one of the greatest ball players ever.
Yeah.
Was Elgin Hayes?
Elgin Baylor.
Elgin Baylor. Yeah. One of the greatest ball players ever, man.
Yeah. You got Bill Russell, who's coaching the team and playing at the same time.
The conversation, the GOAT conversation, should not exclude Russell. Who has more championships?
Right. I'm just, as a coach and a player.
If you want to measure championships, I hear like Bishop Anthony, who loves to talk about championships. I never hear him talk about Russell's.
No. They try to negate his. They say, well, there was only 8 or 10 teams, but he could only play with the competition at the time. It's not his fault.
Yeah. I mean, there's not 9 LeBrons running around. Just like there's not 9 Ja Morants running around.
Yeah.
But to me, Ja is not as distinct and history making as Curry and LeBron are.
No.
And I've been watching him since college. He's phenomenal. But I think Curry and LeBron are history makers, like Kareem and Magic and Bird are history makers, like Dr. J. When you think of the history of the league, there's certain names that just pop up.
John Moran at this point is not going to be. Who I like, Damian Lillard.
Yeah.
I like him.
Yeah, he's quiet.
Portland, not a big city, so people don't. But those in the league know that boy can ball.
And that other guy from Milwaukee.
The tall Giannis.
With the mile long name,
Giannis, yeah.
Was bad.
Yeah. And he showed it when they won that championship.
Oh, we're out of time, man. All right. The sports part of On Point. Now, tomorrow morning, 8 a.m., we want you to join us for our virtual service, 11 o'clock. Join us, and don't you dare miss live communion at 6 o'clock in the evening. You want to be a part of everything we're doing tomorrow. Spend the whole day with us. 8 a.m. virtually. Get here 11 o'clock for our live service, and get here at 6 for our communion, deliverance, revival. You don't want to miss it. You just want to be here. Bible study on Wednesday night. We're having a great time. We're in a series called Leverage. It's all about the purpose that God has for you. You got a prayer request? We love agreeing with people in prayer. Send it to social@gotobethany.com. That's social@gotobethany.com. Our podcast platforms, David G. Evans 1, BBC of NJ. We're on YouTube. You can subscribe to DGEMS, DGEMS, and OnPointe, which are our podcast platforms. So you join us at David G. Evans 1 and BBC of NJ on YouTube. You can get all our resources there, everything we've ever done. For Pastor Nicholas Smith, I'm Bishop Dave G. Evans. I want you to have a great day. And remember, faith acts like a thing is so, even when it's not so. That it might be so. God bless you. See you next time on On Point.